I'm just gonna hit go live. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat, man. We had technical difficulties. Everybody that was on IG, y'all know I was getting frustrated. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? This Zay fault. This Zay fault. You know what I'm saying? Today, let me put my disclaimer at the bottom. All of this Zay fault. Zay fault. Y'all ready to get into it, man? All right. Okay, man, here we go. Welcome everybody, welcome everybody, welcome everybody. Um, it says connection unstable. It says connection unstable. Nah, the Fed don't want us to do. Do I look crazy? Cause I got a notice up here saying connection unstable. First of all, I couldn't get on, and now it's saying connection unstable. Do I look crazy? Like how do I look? You know what I'm saying? Is everything working good? It's at man. It's one of them days, man. It's one of them days. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. My name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. Welcome to another episode. I see somebody say it's a little blurry. Is it still blurry now? Am I good now? The message went away. The message gone. Am I good now? You always look crazy. Hey Doc, read between the lines, homeboy. Read between the lines, Doc. hey, man, I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Today, we usually do the price action recap, but tonight's episode is entitled Zay, what's your shirt sizes? Tonight's episode is entitled Zay, what's your oh, I say what shirt? Hold on, let me fix it. Let me fix the thing. What's your shirt sizes? There you go, right there. Put it up. Zay, what's your shirt sizes? That's the title of tonight's episode. Hey, Zay, make sure you give me the baby size too. I'm do one for her too, since I got spanked so bad I can't leave the beautiful young princess out, man. Give me her size too. Text it to you. Already text me, you and your wife. Text me her size too, and which shirts y'all want. And then I got you, man, cause we not go get back to where I needed to get back to tomorrow. hey, man, let's get into it, man. Let me open up my Ninja Trader. I got to reopen. I had everything set up, ready to go, man. And then when I got back here, what's name could not StreamYard could not connect to anything. It couldn't connect to anything. And then I had oh, it's still there. I'm surprised it's still there. I was gonna say I had a sim trade on. I had a sim trade on that I was just testing to see what happened. Cause I took a sim trade at the end of the day. I saw a setup and I said, hey man, I'm finna take this sim trade, even though we bleeding. Yeah, 3,900 dead, homie. Even though we bleeding off, I saw a setup to the upside, so I took the sim trade, and then it didn't get back to my target. It didn't quite get to my target at the end of the day, so I said it's a sim trade. I'm just gonna swing it overnight just to see what happened, right? And that's what I did. Let me open up my browser again. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like I had all this set up, and then I had to restart my computer. So let me get my browser up. I got my y'all see the sim trade that I'm in right there. I got into the sim trade. If anybody want to know what setup I took and how I took it and why I took it, I'll share that with you. But yeah, man. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know me by now. Y'all know every day I come on here and I share my thoughts about the stock market price action. I trade by price action. That's what I do. So I get on here and I share my thoughts about price action. Shout out to the cousins that get on and share and bounce their thoughts back on me. That's what this community is about. Going back and forth, sharing thoughts about this. A lot of people feel like I teach them stuff. I'm glad you feel like that. I'm just a dude from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, named Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., man. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a mentor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. I'm a dude that learned the skill and I'm sharing it with the world, and I will always share it for free. If you want to support me, if you feel like you need to support me, if you want to support me, if you think I should be charged for this, I ain't going to charge for it. But if you go to thenewtlr.com and buy some merch, you can support me like that. That's the only reason I opened this merch shop, because people kept asking me, look here, man. Let me come off screen for this right here. I'll come on full screen. People kept asking me to open a Discord. People still, to this day, ask me to open a Discord, because this is our Discord. I'm going to say it again. This is the last time I'm saying this, Spider Gang. This is our Discord. We in Discord right now. You don't have to pay me for a Discord. Anything I would do in Discord is what I do every single day. Every single day, right? The only difference is you're going to be giving me money to do the same thing I'm doing for free right now. So if you feel like you want to support me, if you feel like you just have to support me, go to thenewtlr.com and buy some merch. That's the only reason why I opened this merch shop. That's the only reason why I opened this merch shop, because I used to make shirts for myself because I like, you know what I'm saying, design and stuff. And people were like, hey, I want to get that shirt too. You can get this shirt at thenewtlr.com, right? Shout out all my family. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying, ain't no harm, no foul to all my family. But because I don't know who scammers and who ain't scammers out here in these scamming streets, I ain't shouting at nobody. I know the real ones, you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like I'm directing this at you, hey, the old folk, you say if you throw a rock under the porch, the hit dog gonna holler. Hey, if the shoe fit, wear it. Since I can't keep up with the scammers, I just ain't support. I ain't gonna shout out nobody no more. Look at my old videos. If you need the links and all that stuff to the real ones, you understand who the real ones are. Go back and support the real ones. Figure out who real and support them. I ain't shouting out nobody no more but myself. Figure out the real. You know the real ones. You know Zay. You know Lex. You know Boogie. You know the real ones. You feel me? I ain't gonna call everybody name, but you feel me? Support the real ones. Support the real ones. Let's get into the price section, man. Before we get into the price section, let's I got to shout out the homie. Golly, who was that? Who was on live this morning? Who was on live this morning? What the cousin name that said 34? That said 3654 on live today. Whoever cuz I don't know your name. I can't remember your name because you said 3654, and because I was like, look here, man. We so far down, right? Spalene, where you at, Spalene? Spalene, where you at? This morning when we got on the live, let me put it to the monthly charts. When we got, y'all see the block. Y'all know I've been talking about this fair value gap. Even if we don't get there, we close enough for government work. I'm telling y'all right now, man. If y'all ain't got y'all shopping list together, if y'all ain't ready to start buying something, if you ain't, you probably should have started shopping today, but you definitely need to be shopping tomorrow. You definitely need to be shopping Monday. You feel me? If you not shopping when the S&P is down 23.62%, what is you doing? What is you doing? I'm mad. I started shopping up here. You know what I'm saying? I still got money to buy more, but imagine if I just left all the money on the sideline and started shopping downhill. Talking about generational wealth. Shout out to cousin Zay, man. Zay said what Zay said? These are generational opportunities. Something he said, go check out the cousin Zay stories, man. If you ain't checking out the cousin Zay stories, man, what is you doing? Where the cousin, let me see, February, right here. This is February. We was up here somewhere. I can't remember where we was at. We wasn't that high because we were down. Okay, we was up here somewhere. Let's just say somewhere around there, right? And the cousin was like, what do we open up at today? What was the days open? Somebody put the days open in there for me. I was shopping today. That's what's up, Uncle Charles. Hey, if Charles Coney say he was shopping today, you should have been shopping today. He ain't no financial advisor, but look here. If Charles Coney, let me move the screen out that way you can see it. If Charles Coney was shopping today, you should have been shopping today. Hey, what in the world is that? Zay, what is S5FL? Man, y'all don't know I be knowing about them acronyms. Hey, dig this right here. But anyway, whatever the open was, ain't nobody put it in there for me. We would just say we was right here. We were bleeding, right? Just say we was bleeding. We was right here, right? And then the cousin said, he said 36, whatever. He was it was the February 1st low, right? And I was like, cuz, I don't even try to look that far left to find my liquidity levels. I was like, all these liquidity runs over here. I was like, this is my target, this fair value gap. But I put it on the chart. I said, shout out to cousin. I can't remember your name, but I put it on the chart. I said, I'm gonna put it on the chart. And so I hold on. Cuz was on IG. I might knock y'all off, IG. I don't know how. I can't get to my how do I get to my inbox with it? I can't. I'm gonna knock y'all off, IG, because I can't get to my inbox without it. I want to shout the cousin out, man. Pull up on YouTube, IG. I want to shout the cousin out, man. It was I am Court Cuts. That's what his IG name is. I am Court Cuts. I am he looked like one of them young cats because he's standing there looking down at his shoes. On this picture. I am Court Cuts. That's what he said. He said we going to 36 54. Right? And I was like, cuz I don't look that far to the left to try to find my liquidity. If we coming down here, that's my target. I been marked that target out. I say that's where I'm looking for. Right? Even on the live today, I say I ain't got no downside levels beyond the lows that we making. I say only thing I do, once we make a new low, I just set that as the sell side liquidity because I don't have anything recent, anything in like when I be looking for like liquidity like that right there, and if I got to go that far back, it's like I just look for a big piece of chicken. You know what I'm saying? I just look for the big piece of chicken and I don't worry about the chicken nuggets in between. Okay, if we coming down here, we going for the big piece of chicken. And that, you know what I'm saying, that monthly fair value gap right there, that was my big piece of chicken. If I put mine, let me see if I put mine on hourly so you can see it on my, right there. That right there, that's my big piece of chicken on the ES right there. See, that's the big piece of chicken that I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? If we get down there, fine. That's the big piece of chicken. I ain't worried about the little chicken nuggets in between. But shout the cousin out. He said 36.54, and I marked it, and that turned out to be a very significant level. You know what I'm saying? That turned out to be a very significant level. Don't ask me why the cousin picked it. If you in the chat, put in there why you picked that level. You know what I'm saying? If you just, picked it out the sky, if you got some kind of system, put in there why you picked it, but dig it. It turned out to be a very significant level because when we traded down to it, is there a way I can move that out the way so I can't? What if I switch over to my regular account? Yeah, boom. Now it's out of my way. All right, so boom, right? The reason why I said it was a very significant level because look, once we broke that level that Cuz pointed out, you know what I'm saying? That's close enough for government work. Once we dipped into that liquidity pool, you know what I'm saying? We hit it and we made a low. Once we made a low, That was the liquidity pool right there. Y'all know how I trade. Once we get into that liquidity pool and we start trading back up and we break a high, we get a breaking structure. You see right now, I'm just going straight to why I took the trade. You know, so I'm going straight because I was talking about Cuz level. Cuz level turned out to be a very significant level. All of this over here, this right here, I just took this as, hey, we gonna dump this thing. Y'all, we faked y'all out yesterday. We made you think that we was all happy about this right here. You know what I'm saying? We made you think this right here was a little profit taking. We came out in the Asian, pushed it up a little bit, and we failed to get this high. Soon as we failed to get this high last night, I said, uh-oh. But I ain't gonna play like I expected this. I did not expect this overnight. I ain't gonna hold you. When we didn't clear this high right here, I said, uh-oh, this ain't good. Right there. At 9 o'clock, we start pushing back down. I said, this ain't good. We did not clear that high. You feel me? I said, we coming back for this low right here. That's why this morning on the, whatchamacallit, I done took all my markings off the chart. Y'all hold on. Let me see if I got that. If I can find, I want to see what the marking look like on the chart. I took all the markings off the chart. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Don't worry about it. So I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna play like I thought we was gonna, you know what I'm saying, drop this far. I just didn't like the fact that we didn't clear this high. I say that's a real bearish sign. You know what I'm saying? That's a real bearish sign because we sold off at the end of the day. We wicked down. Not only did we sell off, we wicked down. You feel me? We wicked down, sold off, came back up in the Asian and could not clear this high. Start selling, you know what I'm saying? Then we came late in the Asian, right before 12. Right before 12, started dumping. I ain't come back here after this right here. Once I saw this right here and I saw us pulling down like that, I said, oh, that's no good juju. That's no good juju, right? When we came back up to this fair value gap, it dumped. I did not expect this right here. So when we came out and opened up, I remind the cousins once again, right? I remind the cousin once again, I said, remember what I said. Yes, I'm in calls for next week that opened up at 0 on Monday, right? So ain't nothing I can do about that. You feel me? Ain't nothing I can do about that. But I said when we broke structure to the downside, this was the breaking structure. If you are a breaking structure bear, when you come back to that breaking structure, coupled with a fair value gap, a daily fair value gap, this is where you would be going short. Run it back on the video if you don't believe me, right? Well, Tim, if you said all that, why you still make the bet with Zay? I made the bet with Zay because I got calls that I need to get back up here. And, hey, look here. I'm hoping that this down pull would have gave us a relief rally this week. Me and Zay had already talked about all this Sunday. We had already said, Zay said, I don't think we get in this relief rally no time soon, but we might. You know what I'm saying? I said the same thing. I was like, but we might. You never know. It's giving us the signs that we might go higher. We, you know what I'm saying? We got the weekly low. You know, it might give us, it might give us something. But guess what? It didn't. It didn't give it to us. Right? But I told you, if we hit this fair value gap after we broke that structure, it's a potential. We can dump it down. Did I expect us to gap down $9 and keep selling off? No, I did not. I just was saying we could sell it down. Like maybe open up here, sell, gap up a little bit, sell it down. Then Friday, sell it down to here. No, we gap down. The bear said, hey, look here. Hold my beer. You know what I'm saying? And they dumped it. That's all it is. That's what happened, man. But back to the significant level that the cousin shouted out. What it said, what it was, I am court cuts. I am courts cut. I want to get the cousin name right. I like giving people credit. I do not take people's credit. I do not take people's charts or levels that they gave me and then give it out like it's my own. I do not do that. A person should not do that. Hey, man, let me stop being silly. Let me get to this right here. so I can get to the chat, because I know they chomping at the bit to get to the chat. If y'all see anything that I'm missing, feel free to put it in the chat, so I can get back to it. When I get done running my mouth, if you don't know how I do it, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. You can even pull up and share your thoughts. You can pull up, you can ask questions, whatever. But the level that the cousin gave out right there, boom, that 36.54. Once we got below that 36.54, we made a bottom and we wicked up, right? These 15-minute counters. Y'all know I like to watch the 15-minute to do, you know what I'm saying, my decision making. I'll mark the 60-minute. You know what I'm saying? I'll mark the 60-minute in the daily levels, but the 15-minute is where I'll be making my decisions, right? So I came back here at about 3 something. It was like 3:30, I think, 3:45, whatever it was. We were let me see what time I took the trade. I took the trade at where's the time? Execution. Why is it not showing? It's showing the order, but it's not showing the execution. Why is it not showing the probably because I restarted the computer. That's why it's not showing the execution. 3:49. There it is. I just can't see it all. I just can't see it all. It says 3:49. I can't see it all. I don't know why. See right there? When I hover over that, it says buy one at 3:49. The entry was 36.49.75. And it said buy one at 3:49. All right, so it was like 3 something when I came back here, because it was just about to go into it. It was just about to hit the thing. So what I was looking at, I saw that we had wicked up, we had made a low, and then we had came up here to, we got this fair value gap right there. Once we had came down, we wicked up, we made a low, and we had this fair value gap right here, this 15-minute fair value gap, right? And so we where's the 3:49 right there? So I entered on this candle over here. This the candle I entered on right here. Let me put it back over here so I can see. Right, yeah. So boom, that's the candle I entered on right there. That's 1600 candle. All right, so I saw that we had made this fair value gap after we went into the cousin level. You know what I'm saying? We swimming down there in the liquidity pool. I saw we had made this fair value gap. You know what I'm saying? I saw we had came back up. Boom, we came to the fair value gap and we wicked off it. Right? If you notice, you see right here, the bot. Remember what I was saying this morning about that 1 minute fair value gap? Right? When I'm watching them fair value gaps, when I be looking for if it's going to fail or not, I be looking to see, right, if the bodies of the gap is respecting it, right? And the bodies of the candles was respecting that fair value gap, right? So boom, when we came over here, right, we opened, when we came down, we closed and we opened up here. I had them drop down to the 5 minute. Right there. I had dropped down to the 5 minute. And when I got to this 5 minute, if you see right here, right there, you see the cousin level? The cousin level was right there. And if I take my fibby boy and go to the low of this right here and go up to the height of that run right there, right? Looking for the fair value gap below equilibrium. The height of that run right there. Matter of fact, it will be the next high. Boop. The height of that run, right? Up there from there to there. Look for the fair value gap below equilibrium, which was right there. So that's the equilibrium, right? Remember where that's at, because I'm going to delete that. That's equilibrium. And that's the fair value gap right there. And that coincides right with what? The cousin level. The cousin level. I was like, I don't know where cuz get this level from, but that thing acting real significant. You feel me? Because if you look at it, once we got up under that level, we didn't go too deep up under it. You feel me? So when we came back down to that fair value gap, guess what I did? I right-clicked at the bottom of the gap. We was coming down right here. I right-clicked at the bottom of the gap. I set the entry at 36.49.75. The bottom of the gap right there, it came down. It said the low was of that candle was 36.49. So that means I took 3 ticks of heat on that trade. 3 ticks of heat on that trade. You know what I'm saying? And then it went up. This green line right here, this green line here right here was my initial target. That was my initial target, right? Well, Tim, if it hit your target, why didn't you get out the trade? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers, because I use Sim to be where I can test out theories without being risky Roger. You see what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm already satisfied. I already won this trade. I already done journaled this trade as a success. I journaled the trade saying why I got into it. I journaled the trade saying it hit my profit target, how long it took to get there. It actually hit the profit target a little bit after close. Because when we was getting ready to close, we closed here. Right? We closed here. It pushed up like it was about to get it right at the end of the day, but then it came back down, probably into a fair value gap. I don't know. And then it went back up and hit my target. But what I did, I pushed the target all the way up to the old buy side liquidity. Just pushed it way at a stupid, ridiculous target that I know it won't hit. And then I moved the stop up to 1 point above where I got into it, so that I won't be looking at my sim account with a negative on it if it come back and go against me. Cause I hate seeing a negative. I ain't gonna hold you. I hate seeing a negative. And in that thing right there, my stop limit was 1 point below this low. So 36. I always put my stop loss 1 point below whatever swing low I'm getting to. So 36.41. So that means it was at 30. That means it was at 36.40.75. No. Yeah, 36.40.75. 1 point. So it was at 36.40.75. It would have been right there. Boom. That was where the stop loss was. So 36.49. That was a 9-point stop loss. Right? 9-point stop loss going for 27. That's why I had it up there. That's 27 points. I was risking 9 for 27. And 27, it hit the 27. All based off Cuz level right there. I took it all based off that. When he gave me that level, I marked it there. I said, if we get down there, I'm going to see how it react to it. When it start reacting to it, showing me that was a significant level. That's the old liquidity run reversal. Y'all remember that? That's the liquidity run reversal at its best. You know what I'm saying? We got to the liquidity pool. You feel me? When we dipped, see right here, we dipped in the liquidity pool right here. We made a swing high. We made a swing low. We broke the swing high. You know what I'm saying? Got the fair value gap on the very next candle. Traded back to the gap. Ping out. That's the liquidity run reversal. That's why I took that trade, even though, you know what I'm saying, we selling down, we bearish, and then I just left this on to see how far they gonna run it up overnight. Doc say I'm on one. Hey man, that's all I got for the price action. As far as what I see on Spalene, I ain't gonna hold you. We so close to this right here. I'm thinking that's the target. Can they fake us out tomorrow and just like take back off from here? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. These algos can do whatever they like to do. They can do that. Yes, they can. But this monthly fair value gap right here, that's my target. That's been my target for the downside since forever. Since way back before I even made the bet with Zay. That's been the target. It's been on there. I've been talking about it. So what I want us to do, I want us to go ahead and get this fair value gap so next week we can start going back up. And another reason why I wanted to get down here tomorrow is because I want a little bit better price on this stuff I'm going to try to go shopping for. What you said? Stack say Mill 100 told y'all elevator today, but I'm going to sit in the corner and enjoy the stream. Get off my line. Shout out Stacks. Shout out Stacks. Shout out 100. Shout out Gerald. Shout out Larry. Man, these men These men been hollering this since last week. I ain't gonna hold you. They been hollering we going down here. I don't know if they claim we was gonna go this far down. I ain't gonna give them that much credit. But they been saying we gonna dump. You know what I'm saying? Stacks, he's definitely said, I done seen it before. FOMC, we pump it up, and then we dump the next day. I will give Stacks his credit on that. I will give him his credit on that. He said yesterday we was gonna dump. He said, you better get some time on them calls because we finna dump tomorrow. I will give him that. Did he expect this kind of dump? I ain't gonna say he did. On 100 said, he said 360. Called it. 360. You feel me? 360 down here in my. So look here. I'm fun to take me some credit too. 360, look what 360 at. 360 is where? Inside my target. So I'm going to get me some credit too. I just was wanting it to go uphill. I got to ride with what my position was. My position was getting beat up, and I even said, we done came so far, I don't feel comfortable getting puts at this point. You feel me? So I was riding with my position, man. I ain't going to go against myself like that. I was wrong. I was wrong. And I don't care. You can't get them 100% of the time. Shout out everybody that was right. Shout out Stacks. Shout out 0100. Shout out Larry. Shout out Gerald. Gerald and Larry. Them was the first bears that I was trying to kick out the chat. Who else? Shout out Zay. Zay wasn't a bear. But Zay said, look here, cuz. We was on the phone. We was on live. He said, look here, man. I don't see it. He was like, hey, I don't see it. And I was like, hey, man, we gonna get a sympathy bounce. Hey, I don't see it. I don't see it. Hey, man, I'm about to put the link in the chat. I forgot to put the link in the chat. I'm sorry, y'all. I just been running my mouth waiting on anybody to say something or pull up. The link is now in the chat. If you want to pull up and say something, everybody except Zay. Everybody except Zay, welcome to pull up. If you want to pull up. Hey, 100 say close enough for me. That's the link in the chat. If you want to pull up, click on the link. You can pull up. You can ask something. You can pull up. You can share your thoughts. You can pull up and share something that you think I missed. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go over something else, pull up. While I'm waiting on somebody to pull up. What that said? Oh, I appreciate you, big dog. I love it here. Always getting game. Respect to you, man. Respect to everybody that's pulling up, man. 100. I'm finna send you to the principal's office, 100. Hey, like I say, man, I just get on here and I share my thoughts, man. Getting on here every day, talking to y'all, it helps me. It helps. I hope it helps all of us. Because when you have healthy dialogue about stuff, you know what I'm saying, it helps you either solidify your thesis or it helps you find the holes in your thesis. You see what I'm saying? And if y'all notice, I've been stressing more about where we going to the downside, and then I've been saying, I hope we go here to the upside. Because I'm telling you, man, me and Zay had a long conversation on Sunday, and it's like, man, that man helped me see so many holes in my thesis. I was like, yeah, I'm in trouble. Back here, let me share the screen again while I'm waiting to see if anybody pull up. Right? Back here on this day right here, on this day here, that was the day that, come on, Tim. On this day right here, on this Thursday was the day that let me know we going down. I'm going down. We was consolidating all this time, right? When the jobless claim numbers came out, we dumped and closed below the consolidation. Anybody that trade any kind of way, when you get consolidation like that and you get a closure on the outside with this much force, I don't care if it's to the upside or down, with this much force, that's automatic. Let's short it. You know what I'm saying? Let's short. I should not have been trying to buy calls, you know what I'm saying, around this time. And then Friday, we dumped. Monday, we dumped. got a little bounce back to a fair value gap, and then today we dumped. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It is what it happened to the best of us. But admitting it, you 90% there when you can admit it. This helped me to zoom in on my technicals. Hey, it helped me too. It helped all of us, man. We learning together. Shout out 100, man. We learning together. Hey, 100, congratulations. You getting close, homie. I got you. I got your inbox. You dead close. You got this right here, man. It's not small things to a giant. Jay-Z said difficult takes a day, impossible. I'm not pulling you up, Zay. I'm not pulling you up, Zay. I'm not pulling you up, Zay. Get off my live, Zay.
What up?
What's happening, man?
What's up, Tim?
Yep.
What's up, 100?
Hold up, Zay. Hold up, Zay. Hold up. What's up, baby? Oh, wait a minute. You still at work? Why you still at work? She's still at work, man. What's up, man?
Lord, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell everybody. I made that bet wanting to be wrong. I made that bet. I wanted to be wrong, man. I wanted to be wrong. But yeah, it ain't looking good, bro. Nah, if you go to Spy Lean and look at the weekly, I'm gonna tell you, we can see where we're gonna probably end at. If you put it on the weekly, go to the line chart.
You made the bet wanting to be wrong. I made the bet knowing I was wrong. I knew I was wrong, but I was hoping. I was hoping, boy.
Oh man! So all right, this is why I was like, man, this is when I look at this, the reason why I was like, I just ain't know how far we could bounce for this weekly closure is because when you look at it, if they can pin the market and close it, say right where it is, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say if this was the weekly closure.
Okay.
This set us up for a nice little bounce into the end of the month, like we've been getting almost every end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the fact that it's after quad witching, there's a little week after quad witching. That's going to be a very quiet period, right? Because after quad witching, we got that next week of June, but that following week of June on Wednesday or Thursday, the 29th and 30th, we get GDP and core PCE numbers.
Yeah, we got two more weeks after quad witch.
So right, so that week, the 20th through the 24th, that's gonna be a quiet week. So that's the week where I think we can get some type of retrace. I don't know how big it's gonna be, but we can assume it's the typical 5 to 6%. If you depend, if that ends up being a low that we put in today, then you could do probably about 5, 6, 7% from that.
I split the difference though. I say I split the difference on that. That's back to that consolidation. Huh?
What's that? What was that percentage? I can't. It's kind of small.
5.5. Oh,
you did 5.5, and that gets you to where? 386.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that might be it for the. That might be all the. That might be all the Bears.
A cool 5 would be 385. And then back 390 would be like
about 6.
About 6 and a quarter, 6.5. 6.5 will get us back to 390.
They might be generous and get that. They might be generous.
For real, I want to be down. I want to hit this gap. I want to hit this gap for real.
So all right. So now, right? All right. Let's zoom out, and I'm gonna tell you why. If we gonna hit that gap, we got to do it tomorrow. And I'm gonna show you why. If you
I tried to make it bigger so you can see it.
No, it's all good. Just go to the candles, and then go to the monthly for me.
Oh, wait a minute. I picked the wrong candles. I don't like them candles. Them candles be ugly. Yeah, I'm trying to. It look weird because I got it so big.
All right, so this is the mindset that I got of how I'm thinking about it. If we look at this monthly candle. we now have gone through half of the month of June. We've made it through the worst part of June, which is quad, which is some macro, our CPI stuff, right? So the question that, and for everybody watching it, this is the question you got to ask yourself. For these last 13 days we got left in June, you really got to break it down to say, okay, are they going to continue to sell us down, and we're going to end the month of June in your box? Because when you look at this and break this down, we're at that 366. If we break that, honestly, we go into the top of whatever that second red can, that one right there. That what's that open?
The open on that counter right there
Yep,
is 334.89. Oh no. The open 350.
that's where we
350.21.
going. That's where we will go. If 366 break, ain't nothing stopping us from going to 350. We going, and it's a straight shot to 350 too. Because you got that, we right at that
Yeah.
monthly fair back, that gap that you
Mm-hmm.
talking about.
Yeah, this
Ain't
gap
nothing
right here.
going. No. I'm just talking about the space, not even your box. There's a clear space there. If you go
Oh
to,
yeah.
you see that space between that bit can on that next one. So you got no, you ain't had to move it, but go to what is that? November of 2020.
You said November 2020?
Yep, that's that big green one.
Oh, wait a minute.
Keep
November.
going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That one.
Right
That's
there.
what right there.
Oh,
So
here.
between,
This one
between
here.
November and December, that space, we right like basically
Oh
that
yeah,
December,
we can't. I think we came. Let me see if we came wick for wick on that. The high is 36. I mean
no,
three
we
sixty
ain't
four
get it
thirty
yet.
eight,
We ain't get it.
and it was 364. Oh, close. It was.
We close. I'll tell you the best thing is that
Oh no,
the
no, we
open
did. We did get it.
on spot.
Yeah, we got it. We went 30 cent into it, cause it's 364.38, and over here we at 364.08. So we got 30 cent into it. We went wick for wick on this November right there.
That
See right there?
close, yeah, the close on November is what
The
three
the
sixty two oh
yeah,
six.
the close. I'm talking about the wick. We got into the wick.
Man, look, I don't count them
No,
wicks.
I was just saying. I was just saying we got into the wick. We like, cause I was like, at first I said we went wick for wick, cause when I was looking at it, it looked like the wicks was touching, but it's like we dipped into it like 30 cent. You know what I'm saying? We did get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I guess it's gonna be close enough for your government work, but for me, how I'm looking at it, it's either
I
all or
want to get in
none.
here. I want to get in
Right?
here. This is where I want to get.
No,
This
that's
my
why I said
my
wicks
target.
count. No, not in my area. Y'all can count wicks. I don't count them. It depends on how I count a wick. That don't count for me, especially
Yeah,
when it's like,
this my target. And if we get here, if we get into this, I definitely see us coming here, because that ain't nothing but like, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
What I'm saying, look, if we break that, if you go to December open, what's this? That December monthly candle, what's that open
The open on that
on that December? What?
365.57.
So we already went below that. Now here's the key: if we close below that, whatever that number was, that 365, blah
67.
365. If we close below that, straight to 350. If we hold that, then we likely for the remainder of the month of June, we'll likely bounce up to create a wick on the June candle, and we can likely wick back up to maybe what's that February's high?
The February high?
Yeah, February 21. Or no, I'm sorry, January.
Oh, January high?
Yeah, that 385.
J-
Boom, perfect. 385.
mhm.
So that's probably where we could this June monthly candle can wick back up to about 385. Now to your point, we could go up a little bit higher on
I
that
mean,
6%.
I take that, because I was thinking once we got this far down,
Uh,
I was thinking the resistance was gonna come in at May's low. That's what I
yeah,
was. But that
but you see
January
what?
high, it's same thing.
Yeah, so right in that area. So that's why we'll probably, bounce there. Uh, if we can, if we hold this 365, we can bounce up. To your point, I think what we could probably do is we could bounce to the 390, maybe a little bit higher. But what's going to happen is, remember what I said, the last 2 days of June is GDP and PCE. So they'll run us up a little bit higher and have everybody think it's all good. And then the last couple of days of June, they'll bring it back down. Now, what that does, though, is check me out, is if you change this monthly, change it to a line chart for me.
Ah, Get out, man. This thing's so big and looking crazy, man. I can't.
So
All
what
right.
that's going to do for us is that the close, this line going to scoot back up, right? So it's going to finish probably about at like let's just say it finishes a little bit above that 1 point. So that point to our left right there.
Right there.
Yeah. So you see how you got it lined up to that point to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say now you not it's not going to have that little how you got that little divot there because this is a straight line, so it's still going to be looking like a straight line down.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is we will this candle, right? So when June close and you put it on a line chart, what it will look like is you'll just have this line, it's just gonna look like it's hanging, but it'll be resting on that pivot to right where your cursor is pointing.
So like right, yeah, just like right there.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit higher, right? And then so what that sets us up for is for us to create another like I guess you could say little rally point in July. So what it'll do is it's basically creating them stairs down. So you see how it's
Yeah.
you got a point down, a
So
point
get the
down,
fake,
point
get
down.
the you saying get like a fake little pump and then push down.
Right. So here's my train of thought is June will end pretty rough. July you get somewhat of a relief rally, right, to create that little divot you got, and then going into August and September, they finish us off and bring us down to the 320, 3400, 3350, whatever that number is we talked about.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna really make lows until probably the end of the summer, going into around September quad with you, because we
Mm-hmm.
still got like midterms and all that type of stuff. So a lot of people are trying to rush all this downside, not realizing, bro, they got to save some of that. So they need to, they pretty much got us down to this 3600 level, which a lot of people was kind of talking about. It basically brings us back even. It wiped out all the 2021 games, right?
Yep.
So we back even on 2021. Now what they'll do is they can give us a little bit of a bounce, or not even a little bit of bounce. They'll probably give you a nice vicious bear market
Oh, we
rally in
up
the month
under.
of
We
July.
up. We ain't no even. We under 2021.
Right. So if they give us a nice bear market bounce in July, that sets us up for another leg down in August and August and September. Now, this is where I want people to not be so much in technicals, but think about the events that line up and why the sequence of events makes sense for us to kind of fall this way, right? Because if June we end where we are, or, we make a little bit of, we come back up a little bit, then we bounce in July, right? Because what that does is it gives people that false sense of, okay, the bottom is in, the bull's going to come back out. They push it up in July. However, all them companies have already came out and told us that their third and fourth quarter numbers is going to be nasty. So while everybody, get trapped up in July, what's going to happen is in August and September, when them earnings and all that stuff come out, that
Mm-hmm.
here's the next leg down: earnings revisions. If anybody been watching TV, they've talked about that. The reason we've been going down is due to the inflation and the tightening. What else? What was the other reasons? Valuation reasons, right? So the PE of the S&P went from like 22 down to like 17, 16 right now. And
Mm-hmm.
they're saying the last thing that has to come in for us to really put in a bottom is earnings revisions. They started to trickle in, Snap, Microsoft, people like that, but the analysts have basically have not gotten or caught up to, okay, if we want a recession, that means earnings is going to come down. We haven't had those earnings revisions yet. So
Mm-hmm.
we're probably going to get that this next earnings season, which gives us our third leg down, which takes us to about 3350, 3400. Now, if we get a 3400, 3350, that takes us right back to that February 2020 high. And that right there in I think in total would be about 30 to 35% um on a decline.
Mm, I'm trying. Wait a minute. Yeah, right there.
Yep, right there. Yep. And what kind of decline would that be?
32,
If we
40.
go from the top to the bottom?
So right there,
32%.
thirty-two
Okay,
percent.
so couple of things about that 32%.
Yep.
32%. When you hit 30%, you basically price in a recession. If you think about the Corona drop, that was 32%. Um, when you think about, I'm not sure how many people know this, but Mark dropped this. He said for every 1% that they raise the federal funds rate, for every 1% they raise the federal funds rate, that equals 10% in downside to equities. You're gonna have to go from like the wicks to get the whole
Yeah,
32%.
yeah, yeah.
So
It,
it
these
ain't,
candles.
yeah, it ain't gonna show it to
Yeah,
you.
these can.
Yeah, that's just
I
body.
mean these lines. I got to go to
But no, if you do for every 1% of the federal funds rate, it goes up. That's 10% in equities. So if the U.S. 10-year is currently at 3.3, that means Jerome Powell will have to get the rate up to 3% to 3.25%. So that means he has to raise the funds rate because we was at zero at least by 3%. So that's basically a 30% downside we
got
need to see in
35
equity.
there, and this one here put it us. That'll put us at
32% right there.
33.
So see that?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
So
35 on Corona.
all
Next,
those
let's be 30.
things align in that 30% is the typical drop the price in the recession. The last drop that we had was about that 32%. When you think about that, Powell in the U.S. 10 years at about 3%, he's going to have to raise the federal funds rate to about 3%. You can equate that 3% to, for every 1%, that's 10% off equity. So you want to say, okay, for the federal funds rate to be fully priced in, we need to at least have a decline of 30%. Here's
Yeah.
the kicker, though. This is what can make it worse and send us to 35 to 40% down. Is if we go into a recession and we have those earnings revisions, that's that next 5-10% that takes us down 35 to 40%. And if we do 40%, that is right at about, yeah, like 2,900. It's basically like you come to that February
Yeah,
candle
yeah,
low. That's
29,
basically what
about
it is.
20.
If you go to that
That's close
February
enough for government
2020,
right around there.
if you go to February 2020, that's that low, right? Basically right there.
Yeah, that low right there.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's the
yeah, that's
40%.
kind of
Like 30% is at the that
appreciate it.
wick high, 32 is at the open, and 40 is at the wick low.
Bingo. That's how I'm looking at it. Now that ain't saying, and that's why I'm like, okay, I think June, and then let's look at June, right? For the month of June, this is probably the biggest down month we've had so far. We're down 11.26%. If you go to
Mm-hmm.
what's that, March, April was what, 8%?
April this year,
Yeah, yep, we
yep,
lost negative 8.8.
8.8.
So again, if somebody said who was they market makers, I don't, the powers that be. I don't
The
know who they
powers that
are.
be.
I call it the powers that be.
him him over there.
Right, the ones that run this market, the market makers,
The
um,
algos.
the
That's what I
algos,
call.
right? So, I mean, that's just kind of how I'm looking at it. So, if we say the worst month we had was 8.8, we down 11.2. After tomorrow, depending on where we at, if we're going to get back to say a down 9-8% month, that says okay, going into the end of the month, we can see at least a 3-4% bounce. So the numbers are starting to work up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Again, listen, bro, I went back, I tagged you with it, but I went back on our when we talked on the 9th, right before we had that freaking breakdown.
I saw it.
I said
Yeah,
5% for the low, 380. You was like 36.20. I was like, yeah, I guess that could be it. I'd be damned if that number ain't come the very next
yeah,
week.
I saw it. That's matter of fact. I shared. I said, just give me your shirt size and shut up. Hey, oh, dig this right here. This is what I was trying to do yesterday.
And I think we about to hit panic too on our graph. We hitting them levels that we talked about too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we hitting all on. Let's while I got it up right here. I got back into my account and I want to pull up I'm just gonna use. I know it's like we had like weird times and news Trump's charts and all of that, but I want to share this with everybody yesterday because I like to give out the jewels and the gems and the tools that I have at my disposal. Shout out Dustin. my financial advisor. Well, I'm gonna say Jazz. Well, I'll be saying my financial advisor, but they a company. They got more than one advisor. But what this is uh, a statistics tool or whatever you want to call it, right? I'm trying to blow it up so y'all can see it good. All right, so what it is, you put in the ticker you want to see. I'm gonna put it on rolling search. You can do calendar search, rolling search, and then you got the full. I'm gonna put it on rolling search because I want to see where Spalene went. Come here, Spalene. That's the SPX, but I'm gonna change the Spalene. Right, so
Mm.
let me put it over here. So let me put it on Spy real quick. So Spy, okay, over the last, they put it on days. I'm gonna put it on days. Get out the way, ad. Okay, so over the last, when do we start dropping? We start dropping here. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days, right? So we're gonna go from the close of this day. Let me put my magnet on. We're gonna go from the close of this day down to where we closed at today. What? Get out the way. Down to where we closed today. Right? So over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, we dropped over 11%. Right? So let's say I'm gonna say for SPY, to drop, but less than, we drop, it's over 11%. So I'm gonna put negative 11, right? Percent. Y'all can't see them numbers. Let me make it a little smaller. Can y'all still see them numbers when I make it that size?
That's even smaller, but
Okay,
just put the info in there.
I'm put info in, and then I'm saying for 7 days, how and we're gonna look back 30 years. We're gonna look back 30 years and say search that. Now what it's gonna do, it's gonna tell me how many times in the past 30 years that the SPY fell more than 11% in a 7-day time period. And so it says over the last 30 years, the SPY in the span of 7 days, 28 times. It fell 28 times. It fell more than 11% in 7 days, 28 times in the last 30 years. The average forward progress of the next 7-day period after that, an average of 1.7% gains, a median gain of 4.21, and it's 60% chance that that's the average. And then what you can do, I can send this over to forward lookup, right? Send it to forward lookup. And then forward lookup, now I can tailor it and say, okay, I don't just care about the next 7 days. I want to see what's going to happen over the next week, which is 7 days, over the next month, right? And over the next 3 months, right? And then I just move this one out the way. So tell me over the next week, over the next month, and over the next 3 months from all the last times this happened, and it's going to give me, hit search, and it's just going to give me the information over here. When it spin, it got to go through 30 years of them 28 times, and then dig it. It even show you. This is inside this for all of the clients for Jazz Wealth.
Oh, so you got to be Jazz Wealth.
Yeah. For all the Jazz Wealth clients.
That's a nice little plug, though.
And then they it's taking a long time because it's and it shows you like all the times it happened while they spinning going through that data. Like I can sort it here. It happened one time in 98, happened one time in 2001, happened twice in 2022. 2008 was like the bulk of them. Happened once in 2009, twice in 2011, once in 2018. Then the rest of them was during the COVID. That's like February and March. And then the last one was today. The last one was today. And
you know what? I gotta you asked the question. I'm gonna tell you.
Did I just reset it? God dog, I reset it.
It's so Tim, while you let that look up real quick, let me tell you. So the S5 FI, right? Put that in your chat. If you go to SPY and type in that, it's a ticker.
It's a ticker. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong thing. You said it's a ticker.
Yeah, so you can put it in trading view, but it's not like a ticker you can trade. So you
You
put in
said
F5,
S5I.
F, yeah, that one right there. So
Okay.
if this right here is a institutional indicator. So it's one of my secret indicators. So I'm giving people a little secret here.
Got the
So
exclusive.
this indicator represents the number of stocks in the S&P 500 that are above the 50-day average. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when it's low like that, that means ain't there nothing above the 50-day, right? Which means we probably in bear market territory. However, institutions use this as a contrarian indicator. So if you change the thing to a weekly,
Say change to a weekly.
yeah, right. Now let's look to the left and let's just look at the dates of when it was at this last low level. Just keep scrolling to your
Oh.
left.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Right. So go. So we'll go to those dates where you ain't got to go that far back, but
Oh,
just
okay.
remote.
So
Okay.
this right
So
here, that's COVID.
okay, keep going. What was the next time?
This right here was 2018. That was what's that? Was
That
that
was
the
that was the trade
financial
war.
or housing? What's with
That was
that?
the trade war.
Trade wars. Okay.
Keep going. Oh, there we go. Next one.
You counting this one?
Yeah, you can count. It's pretty close.
Okay. That's 2016.
That's when we had the election. Trump came in.
Okay. What's this right here? Oh, that's August
That was
15.
before. That was
Yeah, that's
before
yeah,
the
the
election.
midterm,
Yep.
like leading up to it. And
Yep.
then this
What's
one
that one?
here, 2011, August 2011.
That was a little dip after coming out of the '08 crisis, and then look at
Oh
that.
08. Yeah, that's the '08 time frame.
I'm just saying, if you notice a pattern, when they get down that low, it's
Yeah.
always a story behind it, and it's always coincided with very bad times. But when you look back on those bad times, those were the best opportunities to
Yeah.
buy, which is
And
why,
I'm just
to
looking at
your
them. I'm
point,
just looking at them like
that's
whenever
why I'm
it
saying
got
to you,
there, it went back up.
oh, it's gonna go back up, bro. It can't go negative. we're gonna have
Yeah.
we're gonna have negative stocks under their 50-day.
Yeah. It's about it that thing. I'm just looking at like and it's just weeklies, but I'm like,
Yeah.
that thing went up. It's
So
like that's a trampoline.
right. So all I must just say is, you said it earlier. If you ain't shopping, this indicator gonna make you shop.
Make you shop. God dog it. I just hit the thing.
So I just wanted to share that with the people and let them know that. And this is when you was talking about the what I mentioned about generational wealth, generational buying opportunities.
Yeah.
The two indicators that I use that have kind of like signaled to me, like, all right, I'm about to. I don't care what nobody say. We can go down more, cool. But we putting some money to work. Is this indicator right here,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I
um
hope y'all soaking up this game. I
and
hope
if
y'all
you
soaking up
go
this
to
game.
right, if you then put it on, if you go back to SPY for me, and then I give y'all another one. So if you add, I know you don't do moving averages, but I'm gonna give you one right now. So if you go to indicators, and then type in I'm gonna this is how you find the one that I use. So it's type in EMA uh that space 50. It should be one by a dude named Sarge 14 is the one we looking for.
It says Sarge 14.
Yeah, that's his name. SARG. Do you see it?
No, I ain't seen a Sarge yet.
All right, go if you just type in 50, it might pop up. If you just take out the EMA and then scroll down a little bit for me. It's always hard for me to find him, dog. 'Cause I don't know if he took it down.
Can you type in his name?
Yeah, you could try it.
What's
Try
his
to type
name?
his name. Yeah, SARGE
Oh no,
14.
yeah, It started going no as soon as I got
All right,
past
so
that
yeah,
shit.
all right. The way how I usually type it in, let me see if I can find it. How I usually type it in. Script name is so if you type in capital EMA and then do 50/200, it should pop up.
All right, EMA. Do a space or no space?
The space,
50/200.
yeah.
Oh,
If it
shit.
don't come up, we can just pick any. Just pick one that has the EMA 50 and 2 on it. If it has the 50 and 200, because I yeah, just do that one.
All right.
And then if you go to your settings, we can take off the 20. So if you click in that little box, hit the settings. Yeah, take off the 20.
I look like dots like that. Wow.
Yeah, that don't look crazy.
Drive me crazy. All right.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's sitting on the
Yeah.
50 right
So
there.
go to the monthly for me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm all right. So all right. So boom, right here. So this right. So essentially, these are the EMAs I use, the 15 to 200. But from a monthly perspective, what I want to point out once again is, or can you do SPX? Because SPX is a better representation. All right. So again, peep how on a monthly chart, every time we touch that 50 EMA, which is your red line, if you
Mm-hmm.
go back, what's the story behind every time we touch it? So if you look at and just go through them dates of when we came back and touched it, what are the dates and kind of what would be the story, right? So that was Corona.
Yeah. Corona.
You got 2018.
2018 was there.
What's the next one?
16.
2016, right? We go back, we got that's 2011. And then
Yep.
when we that's 2010, and then the last that one before is the '08 financial crisis.
Yeah, that went down.
So
Then
again, when
we
I put
yeah, the '08 right there. But
yep, so
and
when I
those right there, those line up with the same thing from that well, the S5.
if you are,
Yeah.
yep, that's exactly what I was gonna go to.
Yeah.
So that right there between my S5 my FI indicator and then the fact that from a monthly perspective, we're getting really close to that 50-day moving average. And when you look in history, this has granted, we're talking generational wealth. So this means you have to buy. This isn't the best, this may not be the best trading opportunity, but when you think about buying shares that you're going to hold for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
just imagine if every time from a monthly perspective you bought shares throughout history, look how much up you'd be. You would have literally bought
Yeah.
the lows of 2011, the lows of 2008. You would have bought the lows of 2016. You would
Yeah.
have bought the
All
lows
these.
of 2018. You would have bought the COVID lows. And now you're about to get ready to buy the 2022 lows.
The
So
only
think about when we get to
the
2025,
only time
2026.
like if you would have been back
But
here
you got to think
this
those. But think about those two times we went down. That was
yeah.
the '08 Great Recession,
Yeah,
and
that's
the
why I
other
said
one, the other
this
one
right
was
here was like
the bubble.
death. This was death. This would have been the only time that you would have got a little bit nervous if you know what I'm saying. But after
Yeah,
that,
but Tim, think about it. I just said not this ain't no short term stuff. So these I'm
yeah.
thinking long term. So
Yeah. That's what I'm
you
saying. But
know you
even
bought
after
there.
that, it ain't never get close to your cost basis. You see what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
So you good.
yeah, that's great. Hey, the thing finally popped up.
Oh,
Dig it. It,
there you
it
go.
finally
You got
popped
it.
up. Like, remember what I was saying? The one on the other page was just for the 7 days forward, right? So then it was just for like the next 7 day period. But when I say show it to me, show me
And
that
the week,
same
the month, and
information,
the three
but
months.
show me what happens a week later, show me what happened a month later, show me what happened 3 months later. This is based off the statistics, based off of what happened the last,
I
what it
like
said,
that.
28 times.
Yep.
It said the last 28 times. Yeah. So the last 28 times this happened, right? Show me what happened the next week. So the next week, the average is 2.5%, all up to the positive side. The average is 2.5, the median is 10.6, and it's 66 percent chance of it being positive, right? 1 month
Mhm.
later, you're looking at 7%, median 18%, 77% positive. 3 months later, you know what I'm saying, 11%, just say 12%, 18% median, 74% positive. So if you a
So that
person
means
that
my
just use
September calls might be all right.
yeah, if you're a person that like to play strict statistics, You know what I'm saying? If you're a person that like to play strict to statistics, the highest the highest probability is a month later, and then the next highest is 3 months later. You see what I'm saying? A week later, that's risky Roger. It ain't. It's a coin flip in my book. But 77 and 74, you know what I'm saying? Like if I got the money, I'll be looking at set that's 3 months all day. But if my money a little tight, I'll be looking at just based off the statistics. You see what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm.
But that's kind of stuff, like
You see,
Dustin them
this
be
kind of stuff I like though. I like to
yeah.
use this kind of stuff because it's funny. A lot of people always will ask me, "Yo, like, where you get these percentages from, or how you come up with these percentages?" Statistics
Mm-hmm.
in history. You just go back. I mean, you go back, look at the
Yep.
chart. I
And
mean,
you can do it.
when
You can
we
do it
did
with
this,
any
what, hey,
how
Tim,
down is
what's crazy,
Apple?
though? What's crazy is remember when we did the exercise on we was on your live and we measured out all the down drops for this year, and like the
Mm-hmm.
average was like what 12%. I think it came out to.
Don't make me think back that far.
I think it was about 12% or so. And at the end of the day, right now the spies it hit our percentage of down like that average drawdown or whatever.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing with
Yep.
Apple. So
Yep.
12% over 7 days, right? So you can do the same
Yep.
thing with Apple. Is less
Ooh.
than -12% over 7 days. Over 7 days, and we're gonna go back. I'm just gonna put in 30 years. I don't know how long Apple been around, but I'm gonna put in 30 years. Just let it go back. It ain't never did that.
Never.
It ain't never felt that far. It over 12%.
Mm.
In you know what I'm saying? It ain't this. So that's a rare thing for Apple. That lets you know this is very rare for Apple to fall that much in that short of a time period. You know what I'm saying? This kind of stuff, that's kind of stuff you can use this tool for. When you see, you be like, man, is this strange? You know what I'm saying? For this to be doing this, you can go in and put it in, and you can let you know, is it rare, is it common, and that way it kind of the way
Sure,
he
I
like to
know
use it.
everything about this market is where we haven't had a time where we was down 10 out of the last time we was down 10 out of the last 11 weeks or 11 out of 12 weeks was the Great Depression.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like
It's been crazy.
we was in
Like you,
unprecedented times.
yeah.
So yeah,
When I be putting the spot on a weekly chart, I'm like, we had one green week.
yeah,
we
that's it.
had one green week since March. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
why look, Jarrell say 3,400 coming. I want to know when. Like I said, I don't think it comes until the end of to the end of the summer. I agree 3,400 is coming, but I don't think it's going to be a straight line down.
yeah. And just based off of just based off the game that you just put us up on, you know what I'm saying? Just based off the game you just put us up on, I see us getting, like we was talking about earlier this week and like on Sunday. I see us getting like some kind of little relief rally, you know what I'm saying, to close out June. Are we gonna get back to 390 to close June like we was talking about? I don't know, cause they done slid it to Hades.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, all you gotta do is do like about a 5-6% bounce from where we at right now.
Yeah, that's what we did. It was like, I think it was like three, what was it, three, like 385? What was it? When we went up 5%. Yeah, like 385.
Oh, then that's it. That's it. That's where we
Yeah,
going.
yeah, 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 yeah.
We
That's
ain't
it.
gonna, we
That
ain't
yeah.
gonna go
So
higher than that.
if we start to bounce now, and that's why that's the reason why
We
I
ain't
was
got.
just letting this run. That's the reason why I was letting this run to see how we trade tonight. Like just
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying. Just like I was like I'm already in the trade, so I'm just gonna let it run
You better
to
run.
see how far it you know what I'm saying, how far it can run, so I can have like something I can go back and look at numbers wise, like in the data, be like, okay, I see it went from here to here based off
Yeah.
this trade that I took. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just
No,
pushed it way up and just gonna let it run so I can have like some concrete numbers to
mhm.
see because if it just flop and come back down, I don't care. But if it
Right.
start running, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
want to
I need to
know.
know.
You know what I'm saying? I want to have the
Yeah.
information of like how far did it go, and if this starts the temporary relief rally, you know what I'm saying? So be it, you know, but that's still my target You know what I'm saying? We got this close to that. I can't see us getting this close to this gap. And if we get to that gap, we already I can't see us not fulfilling your wick work. Y'all know Jay got to get his wick work and get in 350. You see what I'm saying? Just
But
get
see,
your
that's
wick
why I
work.
think, man, the way how this is set up, they 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 done got so much of the downside. You now put super expensive, so now they need to give it a bounce so they can make the puts even cheaper.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah,
they
that's what just like I was talking about before. When you down here, like up here puts cheap, down there puts not. Down
Mhm.
here calls cheap. You see what I'm saying? It's like once you go this far and get this extent, like just imagine that's why the VIX was like spiking because we was dropping so
Here's
fast.
the other thing too. Go to if you change that chart to a 1 day, and once again, I'm gonna tell you these are like when you hear the guys on the news and all that talk about these are some of the indicators they use. Now look at how so I only stick with the 50, the EMA 50 and 200. No matter what time frame I'm on, I just let it adjust to the time frame. So I know my
Mm-hmm.
daily is different from my weekly and all that. But if you look at it daily, typically when I hear the analysts and them talk, these are like the levels that I hear them talk about. So look how far, to your point, we are away from the 50 and the 200.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We at some point we're gonna have some type of mean reversion.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I know we're in the bear market, but everybody know it's market mechanics. That's just how it works. At
Yeah.
some point, we're gonna get so far overextended that we're gonna have a mean reversion. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, that mean reversion is saying that the 50 is at what's that, like right above four? That's what 404 what?
Like
No,
if
no, you
we
gotta go to where it's at. Go to the
nah, I'm just seeing something real quick, right? Like just say if they want to start bouncing right here because they trying to we too far away from the 50. You see what I'm
oh
saying? If
yeah,
we start bouncing because we too far away from the 50, right? The
yep.
first area you can see us starting to run into some static would be right around here. We're gonna be
390.
right back to where around that 390. We're gonna be right back where they like you go first. No, you go first. You go first.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Cause the glass half empty, half full again. You see what I'm saying? But don't nothing like to be that extended from the 50 day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll just say to Gerald's point, I think we'll probably run back up to the 39, maybe 400. I mean 4,000. And from there, that's probably where they may look to short the market from 4,000 down to the 3,400 or whatever the case may be. I mean, it all
Mm-hmm.
just depends on how we end the month of June, man. Again, I try not to get too heavy on the technicals part because right now, if everybody don't know, this market is not being driven by technicals. It's all news,
Yeah.
macro events and information. Now the technicals can help guide you so you know where we may be possibly going, but the technicals is not moving this market. It's all based on news, right? Whenever we got to make a move, what we waiting on? Some type of news or catalyst to move the market.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, knowing that coalition about to be over, we got a quiet period next week. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why we possibly could see that bounce up to 390, especially after such a hard sell down and all those price imbalances to the upside. There's so many gaps to the upside that they got to come get some of those price imbalances.
So dig
So
that.
going into the end of the month, you know what I'm saying, you could definitely have somewhat of a rally next. I would say next week and maybe even into Monday, but then that's it. So to your point, if we get to that 400, 390, and it starts to pause and it's on that you go first, and we
Yeah.
about to go into and this is before we go into GDP, man, get some puts this time.
Cause we, cause see, like to what you're saying about the what's name, like see, we 10%, we like almost 10.5% away from the 50 day. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if you come back to the around the 380, like around the 390 right there, that'll put us right around 5% away from it. And that's
Mhm.
gonna be at that glass half empty, half full. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like most time, like on any price leg we get, when we get around halfway, that's when, you know what I'm saying, we done reverted back to a spot where everybody like, okay, we in the middle of the street, who gonna go first?
Right.
You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
The
Yep.
glass
And that's
half
another
empty,
thing
half
that
full.
I keep my eye on is what's been when we do get super extended away from those moving averages, how far have we been away before we typically bounce? So if you actually just scroll through, you can look. And so if you take where we was at that 450, this last price laid down. So if you start at where keep
You say
going to the left,
450
going up, go
or
to
up
the
here?
left, go to the left. Yeah, that one, right? So that drop, I mean, look, well, that we crashed through it, but look how far extended we probably got below before we had that mean reversion back to it. That was the first one. Then we bounced back up.
Then we bounce back up.
Then we had another leg down, kind of bounced
Laying back
up,
up.
and then we finally, made it a double
Yeah, we
bottom.
made it up here like
Oh,
we was gonna go up, and that's when we paused. That's the last one we paused, and then we dumped
yeah.
it
So that's
off the
why what they
news.
try to do is they'll give us a little, do a little, a little pump fake, like they trying to run back to that mean reversion, get it close enough to let it catch up, and then
Mm-hmm.
if it gets rejected again,
And see,
for that.
if you notice about this one right here, that's what we was talking about before, where the market, you know what I'm saying, once we started, like, until we got into this long consolidation, the market was showing signs that it wanted to push up some more. You see what I'm saying? Because we had them bounce way back up. But we were still like kind of halfway at this leg instead of this leg. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We was halfway on this leg, and it just paused here. And when all of that CPI, inflation, jobless, all that came out, that's when we went down. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
like you say, it ain't got nothing to do with technicals right now. It's all
that was
news
all. Yeah,
driven.
that whole solo. Well, but that's my point is that technicals don't ain't really running. It's all about this. At the end of the day, this is a bear market, so you got to lean to the downside
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. Whenever you see some type of consolidation. Now, I want to say shout out to I think it was Lex who mentioned it on Twitter. She was saying how because we had such a long consolidation period that this breakdown, this expansion might be pretty big. And she got, that's I mean, well shit, we already did what 10, 11%. So I guess
Whatever.
that expansion was pretty big.
Now,
We're gonna look tomorrow.
one caveat. One caveat I will give. One caveat I will give. At the end of the day, everybody know that news trumps charts, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm,
but you got to keep in mind. You got to keep in mind when you say news trumps charts, the news can either go with the bias of the chart or against the bias of the chart. But at the end of the day, them algos use that news to push it to certain technical levels. That's why you know what I'm saying. You got to see because when you look
you
at
right.
it, it reacts and it bounces off of certain technical levels. That's
Mhm.
why a lot of times when like if news come out and it changed the bias of like what was happening in the short term, and somebody be like, "I told you that was gonna happen." Nah, bro, you just was on the right side of the news because it's like if just like if the bias like right here how I ignored that this broke down and I still wanted to go up before that the bias was to the upside. You see what I'm saying? We went to the upside, we started consolidating
But see, that's where I got to challenge you a little bit because is the bias truly to the upside or was that just
in the
a
short term.
rebound?
I'll say
Right,
in the
that's what
short
I'm saying.
term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it ended that short term, that momentum, that upside, that ended once we did that consolidation. Once we saw we could, well, see, you don't really use moving averages, so you wouldn't have noticed that we kept bumping our head on that. But
Mm-hmm.
now that you can see it, once that second day of June happened and we got that green candle and we did not close above that, that was the sign that you know what. And we talked about it. We started making them high lows. We mentioned it was like we're making high lows, but we ain't making new lows. Or we was making yeah, the highs that we were making were getting lower and lower. But we did not make any, we weren't breaking that basically that May 27th candle. So we was like, all right, it's forming a price wedge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in a
And then
bear
the
market,
news broke us out. You see what I'm saying? The news broke us out.
right?
If
But
the
see, that's why. So you got to if we take the approach of zooming out from a monthly, the trend is down. Weekly, the
mm-hmm.
trend is down.
Mm-hmm.
So the only bias you had that said was going up was on this daily time frame, and even then it was sketchy because we started gapping up. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, when you say the direction was up, that
In
was.
the
I
short
mean,
term. That's
it
because
turned
that's
out
what I
to be.
kept
It
saying.
looked like it was up. That's why it turned out to be a bull trap.
Yeah, that's why I said I was like in the short term. You see what I'm saying? In the short term, it's like my delivery was to these highs right here. I wasn't trying to blast off. This where it was in the
Mhm.
short term. And then when we
And look
started
what
consolidating, waiting on all that, now, you know what I'm saying? Rewind the clock. If the jobless numbers would have bust us to the upside,
oh, it would have been gravy.
we would have been gone. You see what I'm
But
saying?
you
Because it
know,
was, because if you notice, when we got to this consolidation, right? When we got to this consolidation, we started out making relative equal highs and equal lows. It was like you didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But the lows, even when we was having down days, it was still inching up. You know what I'm saying? We gapped down, we blast back up. You see what I'm saying? We gapped down, we tried to fight back up, we just kind of dilly dally. But then the news broke us out to the downside, and that's when it was like, that's it. Just like over here, we hadn't died so far, and then today we got some more people like, hey, that's it. I'm gonna wash my hands for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because I ain't gonna hold you. I did not expect us to do this today. You feel me? It was just, we just was to
Yeah,
that point of that's
I
it.
mean, I thought we would kind of do a little bit of like, well, to your point, I ain't even gonna hold you. Last night when I saw that we ain't get past that high, I said, it's over. I said it's over, bro. I was like,
That's it.
but you to your point, I was like, all right, maybe they just bring it to like a to where 375 to give people that opportunity to come in and short. But damn, they gapped us down super hard.
Yeah. And that and like I was saying, even though, you know what I'm saying, the news brought us out, the news started dropping us, right? But them algos pushing us to strategic levels. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? It's
And I hope people
strategic
paid
levels.
attention to what was the catalyst for today to ultimately the news pusher for today. I hope everybody realized what it was. That what was I don't know what nation it was, but they did an emergency rate hike overnight. I think it was like Sweden or somebody like that. Um,
I it, when I saw when the London how the London was dying, I was like, somebody overseas did something. Cause remember when I
yeah,
was like, this morning I don't know if you was
that's
on
what
the
it was.
live, but I
I
was
don't think
like,
I was.
I said, I don't know if it was like, I don't know if this the other countries reacting to our rate hike or what, but something happened. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
so I don't think I think it was I don't somebody say UK. I think it was like Sweden or we'd have to fact check the nation that did it, but one of the nations came out and did like an emergency overnight rate hike. Um, yeah, there's a criminal bit.
Hey, hey, read my shirt, man. Read my shirt.
But yeah, there was like one of them nations came out and raised their rates overnight, and then when I heard that, I was like, yeah, it's a wrap.
Jared say market running on hope right now. Market ain't running on hope. But dig this right here. Cause we've been on here about an hour and a half. But dig this. I'm gonna come off screen. I appreciate the cousin Zay for pulling up. I
Yep.
appreciate everybody for tapping in with us this long. But with all seriousness, all due seriousness, you know what I'm saying? I love talking to this brother right here because it's like he forced me to look at stuff I don't want to look at. You know what I'm saying? He forced me to look at stuff I don't want to look at. And like I say, I've been hoping for it to go up. You know what I'm saying? Cause I got them calls that that went to zero in one day. You feel me? But if you notice, I've been like all my targets been to the
On the downside.
downside.
Mhm.
Been to the downside. Everything that I've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, share with the people on live, they've been to the downside. And I want to say this in all seriousness, I begin sidetrack. If you are not scaling in at this time, do yourself a favor and start scaling in tomorrow. Can we still go down and get that gap and get to that 350 closure that Zay was talking about? Yes, we can. But if you're not scaling in now, you are doing yourself an injustice. And I'm gonna tell you like this right here. Do not look for big tech to be the savior. Don't look for big tech to be the savior. Get big tech because you can't like diversify your port and include big tech, include financials, include because big tech ain't gonna be the savior, but without some big tech in your portfolio, you will not keep up with the market when big tech start moving. You
Mhm.
wanna get you want to start scaling in when everything is on. When you go to Walmart and you see something 25% off, don't you get it? You know what I'm saying? Start looking at your companies that you want in your portfolio or got in your portfolio. Start scaling in now. Don't go ham and throw all in. Start scaling in now. Do it in your own strategic way per your portfolio, the speed of your portfolio. But make sure you include the companies that's going to get you there. You know what I'm saying? Include the companies that's going to get you there. You can get in, you know what I'm saying, with the slow stuff. You can get in with the fast stuff. You can get in with the medium stuff, but get in somewhere. But just know, don't depend on big tech to pull you out of this, because trust me, whenever Dustin be giving us all these little facts and stuff, most of the time when we run to stuff like this right here, the leaders going into the drop be the laggers coming out of the drop, because they taking money that they got from them leaders when they
Mhm.
was getting ready to go into the drop and start putting into the dogs. And then when the dogs start coming up and the leaders start dropping, you know what I'm saying, then when the leaders come back, then the market start going up. But if you ain't got none of them leaders and you only got the cheap stuff, when the leaders come back, the market gonna be moving faster than you, man.
Yep.
So start scaling in now, man. I appreciate Zay for pulling up. I
No doubt,
appreciate
brother.
y'all for sticking around. Zay wife probably side eyeing him right now because it's 8:11. Hey
No,
man,
she just said she appreciate the discipline over dollar shirt. That's all.
yeah, yeah. Text me. You already text me
And
your
I
size.
got
Text,
you. I send you baby girl size.
yeah, send me baby girl size and what shirt. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you told me the shirts too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, send it to me and then
I forgot
I,
which one for her.
I go on there. I go on there. Get them to you, cause I'm a
Uh,
man of my word.
my man, I appreciate you, brother. Hey, man,
All
to
right, man.
everybody that's watching, hey, I hope everybody have a good evening. Tim, I'm gonna holler at you, my guy, and
Yes, sir.
I'll catch you tomorrow morning on your IG live, bro.
Yep, yep. All right. I hope y'all picked up them gems Jay was dropping. I'm gonna tell them to text me that thing again. That indicator, like that pretty much that indicator, cause that's a nice little tool to have in your tool belt. To the next time, man. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all tomorrow morning. We're gonna go on IG live by 9 o'clock and talk about overnight price action. And then I see y'all tomorrow night at 6:30 to do the weekly wrap up. Come ready to talk about what you did right, what you did wrong, what you could have did better, and all of that right there. Till the next time, gone.